Hey guys, welcome back to Body Talk with Gigi and Melody Marie,
yes,
where it's all about the body and we love to talk. We got special guest Carlos Jordan in the building of Ultimate Bodies by Carlos, and we have been talking about how far would you go to transform. So we've seen a couple extreme transformations.
Yes, we have.
And listen, no judgment here. We are not saying that we have any issues with you enhancing your body in any kind of way, but what we are talking about is when people mentally, you know, have this negative view about themselves, where they go to this extreme to be able to create this outer appearance that starts to mutilate or hurt themselves health-wise. That's what we're talking about today. So I know Gigi was telling me about this story about this guy, and I hadn't heard about it. I think it was the most hated man in America or something like that.
Right. He's considered the most hated man in bodybuilding.
Okay, got it.
Back in the 80s, pretty much, 90s, well, still to this day, he's considered that. But the whole infamy around Greg Valentino was he spent about, well, he was documented in the Guinness Book of World Records for having the largest biceps. And we're going to have our engineer to put up one of the pictures. There's a regular picture of him.
Wait, before we go into that, is your bicep big?
Nope.
You ain't got a big bicep?
Well,
let me measure your bicep.
My bicep.
Come on, put it up there.
My bicep not big because I put all my energy into them.
Hold on. How big is this?
That's about 6 inches. Measure mine.
Okay, hold on. How big is that?
That's about 12 inches.
They got jokes.
Measure mine. How big is that?
That's about 13 inches.
Carlos, you need to get your weight up.
You need some hammer curls.
Carlos is actually a very muscular guy. You know we had to mess with you. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They are funny.
So the deal with Greg Valentino, the reason why he's considered the most hated man in bodybuilding is because he spent when he was in bodybuilding, he spent about 28 years not using enhancing substances.
Oh, wow.
And then for about 2 years straight, he started using anabolic steroids. But the whole deal is that's when he was documented to having the largest biceps and ended up in the Guinness Book of World Records. And he was denying the use of anabolic steroids because at that time they were illegal. And he just got addicted.
Wow.
To use those. So he was shooting up nonstop.
And this is a real live picture. That's a
real live picture. His biceps at one point measured right at 3 feet around.
Whoa.
That's right at 3 feet around. Like 2.5, one of the at least like 2.5 feet.
Wow.
So that's huge.
That's crazy.
That's huge. So the deal with him, what happened though, is he rose to fame, celebrity. He became infamous because he got to a point where he was shooting up so often, he wasn't using sterile needles anymore, and his needles were dirty. Man. So he got an infection in his biceps. So he's also kind of known as the man whose arms blew up, biceps who blew up. So he developed this hematoma, which is basically this big ball of pus, right? And instead of going to the emergency room of the doctor to have it, taken care of, he tried to just take care of it, knife it himself. And which it just pretty much exploded. I'm sorry, I'm grossing everyone out. But
yeah, you're grossing me out.
But I'm in healthcare, so he ended up having to go to the hospital anyway, and they had to take him to surgery, and so he ended up kind of being deformed from what happened to his arms. And because he had to go to the hospital, it was found out that he was using illegal substances. Hence, the police was notified. Hence, he was arrested on felony charges. Then they also found out, to support all of this, he had been selling.
So this kind of ruined his life.
It ruined his life. He lost, he owned a gym. He lost his job. He lost his gym. He lost his house. He lost everything. So that's kind of the story with him. And then the reason why we're talking about him tonight is because he had a successful career for 28 years.
Right.
And then he just spent a couple of weeks having some warped ideas, took a stroll down a wrong path, and then he started seeing. He got stuck, and so we're talking about this mental crazy space. Well, just this mental space that people kind of get in, and they start seeing things in a different way than what they really are. And he was obsessed with bigorexia. Doctors actually named it back then, which is the opposite of anorexia. Okay, bigorexia is an actual thing. It's when people who are using anabolic substances to enhance themselves, and they literally get addicted to getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's an actual thing.
When you look at this, Carlos, and you've transformed many bodies in the healthy way, you know what I'm saying, in the old school natural way, because everybody's into the quick fixes. What does this make you think of someone's mental state to where they would go to an extreme like this? Because this is extreme.
He definitely wasn't in a good place.
Right.
Right.
Just to know and to put that in your body and not know the outcome.
Right.
It's saying that you really don't care about your quality of life.
Wow. Yes.
And he was actually treated as an outcast in the fitness community.
Because back in the 80s, fitness was about really being like natural and healthy and things like that. Because you were training,
It wasn't so bad then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's why that's why he's known as the most hated man, because he was just in denial, and he was, and then everything just blew up. So, and then you could see footage of him being walked out by federal agents, handcuffed, and there's a book, a few books, and it's a pretty harsh story.
Right, exactly. And what we want to do is all of these people that are having these extreme, cases of where they're going overboard and they're actually hurting themselves, we want to just wish them the best, pray for them, keep them, lifted up in prayer. And I know one of the things me and Gigi was talking about was extreme weight loss.
Yes.
Now, you have done a lot of body transformation in your 25 plus years. What is one of your biggest weight loss transformations? Like, how much weight did they lose and how long did it take for you guys to do it as a team?
130 pounds a year.
Wow. 130 pounds in a year is healthy.
Healthy, and they hit the stage.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. Because typically losing 10 pounds a month, because that goes about 10 pounds a month, maybe. Exactly. That's natural, right? That's healthy, right?
Yes.
And when you do it the right way, what are the good health benefits from it? I know that you're not losing muscle, you're not shocking your body. What's some of the key tips that you could give to people when that is, because see, people want to lose 10 pounds in 1 week. Yeah. What could be one of the fallbacks if they're trying to lose weight too fast?
Well, it depends on how they losing. If they losing that fast, which means they doing some crazy dieting.
Right.
So when you do crazy dieting, you start craving crazy things.
Right.
And so once you start doing those things and you depriving yourself, then you want to backlash and start eating up everything in sight.
So you end up putting the weight back on and probably some more.
Yes.
So you guys, there was a situation. Do you guys remember the show Biggest Loser?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Biggest Loser, back in the day, Jillian Michaels was on the show. That was back in 2014. Right. And do you guys remember that was the last year that she actually did the show?
Yes.
Because the contestant, the winner, lost 155 pounds. And it was in a short period of time, like maybe a matter of like...
That's a person.
4 or 5 months. Yeah, that's me.
Wow.
That's more than me. Wow. She lost me.
That's more than us.
And in the final, when she came back, you could see the look on Jillian Michaels' face, like and she was outraged and appalled. And she said, that was too extreme. She said she looked thin and frail, and she said she just didn't want to be a part of that kind of, signal that they were sending out to the public that this was healthy.
Yeah.
Right. So if someone loses 155 pounds in such a short period of time, what is some of the internal effects that they can have? I know that they can mess up their kidneys, their liver, they could lose muscle, which can eventually, cause their skin to sag, and then this right here. If you saw somebody lose 150 pounds in like a matter of 4 or 5 months, what would be your reaction to that? 25 years of experience doing this the all natural healthy way.
My reaction is one, a lot of people, like you said, now getting surgery.
Yeah.
So that'll be my first assumption that somebody did surgery. The other one was they was getting the medical shots. What was the shot called? They was getting. You know what I'm talking about with the 500 calories?
That's it.
Yes.
Yes.
And a lot of people was doing
I still
that.
hear people talking about that.
That was crazy to me.
Yes.
You eating 500 calories a day. You know
I'm
what
like,
your body?
You're starving.
I'm like,
you're
that's
starving.
like, that's 3 almonds.
Man, that's crazy.
Yes, 3 almonds. Like,
That's
remember
3
when Gigi
almonds.
told me to eat 3 almonds for a snack? She got her doggone mind. I ain't no 3 almonds. Child. I said 3 almonds. I don't even want them then. If I can only have 3
I said
almonds.
5.
She give me 5.
I said 5.
But I will say this. She
I
eats
said
her
splurge.
food.
You just splurge.
She eats about 6 meals a day, but they're very lean, and she gets really, really lean. So really, it was okay that she was telling me, because she had some extra fat with that. Remember the one fat? But yeah, 3 almonds.
Oh, y'all crazy.
So you guys, we just want y'all to be healthy.
Yes.
And one of the things I know, like when someone is losing a lot of I might say this, not so correctly. Clenbuterol is one of the
Clenbuterol.
things that I've heard about.
Yeah.
That thing is basically a steroid, you guys. Unfortunately, it's not legal, but a lot of people really do use it, and you can drop a pound a day. Now, that could be 30 pounds in a month. It's just really unhealthy because, and this is just one of the things that's out there.
Because on average, what as trainers we encourage, or if it's good nutrition,
Yes.
proper nutrition, and exercise and training, what's healthy is losing like a pound and a half, maybe 2 a week.
Is
2.5
okay.
a
A week is okay.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so it just depends on the person's their effort, how much they're really sticking to their diet,
Right.
their metabolism. It
Yes.
kind of depends on those things.
Yes.
So what Miss Melody is saying, like a pound a day.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot.
I don't know how to say it any clearer than that. And
Yeah.
here's some of the side effects of when you're using this kind of stuff. You can have muscle loss. You can increase your heart muscle, which actually is going to reduce the heart
Reduce the blood
effectiveness
flow.
of the pumping of your
And the blood
heart.
flow,
So
right.
basically, guys, in the end, you can have a freaking heart attack
Right.
when you do this kind of stuff. But unfortunately, we see a lot of people using this for that quick
Right.
fix, So just be careful, with that. Now, if somebody wanted to lose 2.5 pounds a week, like Gigi said,
Right.
what could you feedback on it? Because you've helped people do that. What were some of the key things you had your people doing to lose 2.5 pounds a week the healthy way?
No, that's easy. Basic cardio.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere from doing in a hit. It depends on the person. If they're overweight, we do
Okay.
steady state.
Okay.
For steady state, sometimes they want to lose it quick.
Yeah.
Then I say if your goal is quick and you need a quick change, then
Yeah.
we'll have an AM and PM session of cardio.
Okay, a double.
But your eating regimen is on point though.
Okay.
So most people come in, they need to see change because
Right.
change will motivate them.
Absolutely.
Then you can always pull them back.
And when you're
Okay.
doing weight loss, you do strength training with them as well, too.
You gotta do it.
Gotta
Now,
do
how
it.
important
See?
is that for the two to go together? Because some people just want to do cardio.
Right. They just think, well, I'm going to do cardio first and lose the weight, and then I'm going to lift weights.
Yeah. So how important is that for the two to go together? Because that's what he's taught me over the last 17 years.
So if they'll do the research, the more lean muscle they have, the more body fat they burn.
Yep.
Right.
That's it.
So you
See,
want
we teach, we
You know what I'm saying? See, we got good mentors. We know what
See,
we're talking
we know
about.
what we're talking
She's
about.
a clinical scientist. I have been mentored by one of the top trainers in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We know our stuff.
Y'all know
Here
your
at
stuff.
Body Talk with
I got
Gigi and
many
Melody
ears,
Marie.
but I know my stuff.
Yeah. So you guys, we having a good time here. We have a special segment coming up
Yes.
with Mr. Carlos Jordan.
Whoop, whoop.
Don't you guys go anywhere. And make sure you follow us on our social media. Body Talk Media. Instagram, YouTube for the playback, okay? And Facebook. We'll be
Yes.
right back in a second.